Welcome. Yeah. I think you'll notice the name here. Hold on. Let me get this guy to red, because I don't like purple. So, Hoang. Very well-known name in Age of Empires. We have Hoang in blue, playing as the Celts, because what else would he play as? And we have Good Game in the red, playing as the Mongols, who's actually taking a boar a lot earlier than I would expect, with only 6 on food. Okay, so I wanted to find the highest elo game I could on something like Scandinavia or Yucatan, but all of the higher elo games, like mid-elo games I could find, had elo differences of like 60 or 70, and I just didn't really want to do a game like that. So, I stumbled across a Hoang game, and wow, Good Game has killed Huang's goat there. So, you know, you can't really play... Oh god, and now Red's gonna steal the boar. See, this is why I'm also kind of glad I'm not 2K elo. Oh, shoot. I do, here, hold on. What I can do here is a funny little thing called being lazy. Hold on. It's a little too lazy. There. Alright. Gotta love being lazy. So, it's around 2.1k. But I don't have the exact elos for this game, and I don't want to go back to look at it. Yeah. So... Did that? Okay, so the boar was not successfully stolen. Hoang did notice that. Cool. And now Red Scout is weak, which means way more at this elo than it would at lower elos. Red's doing some interesting things. I guess that's why I'll never be good at this game. I don't understand what Red's doing here. Actually, wait, no, I do. Red is Mongols. Mongols get the hunt bonus. So, I assume that is why Red took the first boar a lot earlier than usual. They're both pushing deer by now. So, I'm excited for this game. I've never, as I was gonna say before the boar got, or the boar was attempted to be stolen, you can't really play Age of Empires competitively and not know about Hoang, because the strategy he uses is pretty cool and well known. But I have not actually watched a video or a game of his directly, so this is the first time I'm actually watching him in action. I've only ever known vaguely what he does, so this should be fun. And Red's left a hole here to push the deer through, but of course, deer are the most annoying thing in this game, and it's gonna run back. Yeah. Red is probably very frustrated right now, and it's... I mean, how could you not be? Oh my god, I hate it. I hate it! Oh my god, I'm mad for Red! What the hell is this deer doing? Jeez. Yeah. That makes me mad, and I'm not Red. Hoang is up and is going to do a drush. Okay. I guess that is to do some damage so that red is even more weak before the siege push. For anybody who doesn't know what Hoang does, okay, lag spike there. For anybody who doesn't know, I'm not 100% sure because, like I said, this is my first time actually watching one. But basically, he goes for like an all-in siege push with the Celts, of course, because Celt siege fires faster. So their mangonels are very powerful, and there's the iconic phrase of Celt eat TC, which I don't know where that originally comes from, like what game that came from. Obviously it came from Hoang, or somebody playing him at some point, I think. I would assume. I don't know how these two are so weak. Some sloppy boar luring from Good Game here, possibly. Pretty embarrassing. What's more embarrassing is that I am not the CeeLo. Not because I'm like better than them or anything, but I feel like I've put a lot of time into this game. And I am barely 1300. So we're gonna see a barracks from blue here. I mean, red. From red, just as red gets up to feudal age. And red's gonna keep their scout back at home. Cool. Now Hoang's also going to add archers behind? Okay. See, this is the thing that's keeping me from going up anymore in Elo. The way feudal age works in higher mid Elo and high Elo is so different to the way that it works in like 1200 and below. And it's been interesting adjusting to it. Hoang's gonna go for this house here, and I'll tell my little story as he tries to break in. So, there might actually, no, there's no hole. This is 2.1K, what am I talking about? There's no hole. So, you know, feudal age, up at higher levels is basically a fight of, like, who can counter the other player the best. And while that's kind of how the whole game goes, it's a lot more like that in feudal age, because the only units you can make in feudal age are part of the, like, rock, paper, scissors dynamic that the game has. Whereas in Castle Age, you can branch out into all these, you know, unique units, siege, all that stuff. And usually, things I've lost to in my games recently, as Blue's putting on a lot of pressure on the berries here, which is not good for red. Being annoying there. And honestly, I don't know if it's a bad decision to not stay there. I feel like it kind of is, because red's now able to take food again. And blue might actually head back over there. And might actually get a villager. Hold on. My story can wait. A villager could die. Yes! One dead. But... And that actually puts him one ahead. So they've both had relatively similar amounts of idle time. And isn't gonna take that fight. Okay. So, now that they're kind of both backing off, like I was saying, most of the things I've lost to recently in my games are people going for multiple units in feudal age. Like, before I could go only archers, and, you know, usually full archers would work. Now, people actually see my archery range and go, oh, skirmishers counter archers, which didn't used to happen, and now I've had a hard time adjusting to the fact that I also have to add something in, so I'm not just crushed by skirmishers. And Hoang's gonna be up quicker, which, just assuming, probably don't want to be up slower than Hoang. Although I don't know if he's gonna have enough wood for a siege workshop. This might be different. I don't know. But the wood is actually building back up, so maybe he will. And has actually put a tower on the gold. So yeah, I think we... Another archery range? What? What? This isn't the things I've heard. And these are not the tales that I have heard of. I'm disappointed. I think I've been scammed. Still pretty interesting seeing how the game works at this level. And this isn't even the highest level. I mean, I think it would be cool to watch some of the top level stuff, but I would never want it to be clickbaity, like, oh my god, best Hera Viper game ever, right? I don't want big names to be the reason my videos get views. That being said, part of the reason I didn't go and find a 700 elo game is because Hoang was playing and I couldn't find a good game on one of the cool maps in this map pool. So, yeah. I'm kind of hoping that the name will garner me some views. And we do see the Siege Workshop and a Mangonel as Crossbowman comes in. And Red's gonna go for a counter Siege Workshop, which is probably the best thing you can do versus this strategy. Other than maybe like Mass Knights, I would assume. And Red's gonna go to 3 TCs, but Hoang has obviously sacrificed that to get the siege out. I'm gonna get some villager kills here. And these archers are not gonna be able to do a thing against... Oh my god! That was beautiful! And... Whoa! I've never seen such a flawless attack ground. So Hoang obviously notices the siege workshop is garrisoned and probably wants to stay a little ways away from that. Horse collar is just now coming in. Good to know Hoang and I have similar horse collar uptimes. And Red's gonna get wheelbarrow. Now, Red isn't doing bad. Red's lost a few vills, but because of the 3 TCs, Red is actually up a little higher. Oh, that's unlucky. The hill. The hill caused Red's Mangonel to do less damage, and now that Mangonel is going to survive and be repaired before this Mangonel even gets out. And Red's got to find a way to do something. I was just saying Red wasn't in too bad of a position, but Red can't really do anything here. Yeah, can't get a good shot, and that one goes down too. Red hasn't had a single good trade with these Mangonels, and here Hoang goes. Straight for the TC, maybe. This stupid villager's getting in the way. Straight for the TC. Celt eat TC. That's all I know. Oh, okay. Castle. That will put some of the pressure off, and I don't think the Mangonels can actually range that. So that will probably go up, but I don't know if the TC will be saved, because it is melting. The saying isn't wrong. Red's desperately repairing and needs a good shot here, but... Oh, okay. One Mangonel, and... a 1-for-1 trade. Pretty lucky to even get that though, considering the Mangonels were both on the hill there. So Red did pretty well with that. But Red is really struggling to hold on here, I think. But the castle will definitely push that back, and Hoang's gonna need to find another place to pressure. Probably hesitant to run through here, because this is where Red's Siege Workshop is. A Mangonel could always pop out and just crush everything. Now, taking a look at Hoang's eco, only has 2 TCs, 11 villagers behind, but is getting some upgrades for the crossbowmen, and probably going to get ballistics now that the university is up. Not much has changed back here in the meantime. Just destroying the blacksmith, so Red can't get any upgrades there. The funny thing is like, his games are, because this is basically the same thing he does every game, so all of his games are like just an advertisement for the Celts. And like, seeing this, it makes me want to play Celts, but then I realize I probably wouldn't be able to replicate this. Oh god, 1 for 1, and whiffs for both players there. But these crossbows are doing good damage to the Mangonel. The villager has to repair. That is a direct shot, and oh my god. And Red is just not getting the trades that he needs to survive. And just as the name suggests, Red might be having to say good game here pretty soon. A much better eco, but I don't know how long that'll be true. Red is putting another Siege Workshop up back there now. Another one down. It's horrible for Red. I mean, look at the... Let's see. Resources destroyed, I think, should be down here. No. Okay. Could have sworn that was a stat that was down here, but I guess not. KD, though, shows mostly the same thing. Red's got a lot more resources collected, but probably a lot less destroyed. I don't... Maybe that's just an after-game stat. Like, post-game, I mean. The after-game sounds so weird. And Hoang's just waltzed on in with this villager that's kind of been over here just to repair the Mangonels. And he's now just building houses in the middle of Red's base. These are probably pretty cheap, though, so... Oh, God, the double shot. That TC finally goes down. This Mangonel's going to group up with the others. And there's now going to be 4 Mangonels firing on this TC. And there's not a castle over here to protect Red. I mean, look how quickly it goes down. This is such an ad for Mangonels. Okay, Hoang notices. Red, unfortunately. Well, okay, that's good, that's good. Red needs this. Okay. Another 1 for 1. Now, I don't know, if I were Red, I would be frustrated. I would be so mad, I would be like... I don't know what these villagers are doing from Hoang. Come on, Red. I believe you can get, like, an enormous shot here. Hoang's just put a second TC in the middle of Red's base. Okay. That's good. Needs a huge shot here. As I was saying, if I were Red, I would be very frustrated. And, God, like, villagers getting killed that are under the castle. I would resign right here. But Red probably sees that it's worth it. 1 more shot? Oh. Okay, I don't... Wow. Predictive attack ground there, and the Mangonel walks into the shot. Red is still on 3 TCs, and this is the only TC that can actually be pressured. Because because castles are protecting the other two. It's a lot of damage, but at the same time, red has a much better eco, even after all of this. So, Hoang could be in trouble, but neither of them are close to Imp. And it's only a matter of time before the TC goes down, because I don't really think it's feasible to repair against 3 Kelt Mangonels. And it's about to be 6, ridiculously enough. Oh, that one goes down. Nice attack ground. I think that was an attack ground. Constantly repairing. These guys are working overtime. That's very weak now. Oh my god! Red sacrifices that Mangonel to get 2. That one Mangonel just killed 3 there. And that's what Red has been needing this entire... That one goes down. Hoang is obviously looking elsewhere. I'm too mesmerized by the Mangonel micro. This one might go down too. Oh god, we're seeing cracks in the armor, but that... Okay, well, that Mangonel also goes down. But I was gonna say, I've been so mesmerized by the Mangonels, I didn't notice the 3rd TC go up back here. Adding farms. Looks like he's probably gonna focus on going up to Imp. Oh, another Mangonel down. But, oh, look at how many crossbows died. I can't believe him. There's no way I'm missing a shot like that. Cool. Alright. Nice. So, Hoang is catching up. I'm not sure why he's made skirms. Or is getting elite skirm. Oh god, 2 villagers down there. And that goes down again. This is like the no man's land of Red's base. Oh my god. These villagers need to unionize. Like, they're working horrible hours just to get shot by a bunch of rocks over the head. That was a mistake there, walking it into the castle. And now Hoang's gonna lose a bit of his pressure power. That's not a real phrase related to the game, but I'll pretend it is. Not a direct shot. The dance of the Mangonels. That nearly dies, but instead the villager dies once again. But Red's up to Imp. Hoang is not close. I tried to get a farm. So, farm trick. I've never done it, but I've seen it in high-level games, of course. Another dead Mangonel. Dude, the amount of Mangonels that have been trained from either player. The farm trick is where you click a farm to get a little bit of extra range on the Mangonel shot, because it fires to the center of the farm, and that's what Hoang tried to do there, to get a sneaky shot on the Mangonel. And, hey there. Alright, so Hoang has been cleared out of the base. Hoang's lost all of the pressure just as he's about to be able to click up. And Red is finally switching into a different unit type. I would assume something like Step Lancer, Hussar, or Cavalier. Because we've got Bloodlines coming in. Stuff. So, if you heard me say, hey there, because I think I said something like that, there's been a bug that's been flying around. It's landed on my screen a couple of times, or my monitor, I mean. So yeah, it was just visiting again. And it's gonna be Step Lancer for Red. Hoang's about a minute and 40 seconds behind, I think. And stone mining is just coming in. So, may want a few more castles. Red's just focused on building up the Step Lancer numbers and clearing all the blue buildings out. Now the thing is, Step Lancers, there's not a lot of weaknesses they have. But there are two. It's camels and lots of archers. Like, if you get a bunch of Step Lancers fully upgraded and you close in on a group of archers and surround them, that's not going to counter the Step Lancers. But if you're in a choke point, or just like kiting them, like, you know, shooting and moving back, or fighting under a castle, they're all going to die. They don't have great pierce armor to be fighting archers like this, so Hoang isn't in the worst position here with the unit choice. Red's got Trebs cooking, as the chefs say. Chefs don't actually say that, just so you know. I don't want to be spreading false information. We've got a Treb coming out of every castle for Red. And I think Hoang is just trying to put up as many castles as quick as possible to get maximum Treb production. Maybe. Or I'm just making stuff up. Maybe a switch into Road Raiders? Possibly? Could happen. And I haven't seen it work before, but I do guess Mass Halb could do some good things against the Step Lancers, especially if they're not elite. And Red does not have the resources to make them elite. Now, I'm also not quite sure why it's suddenly slowed down to 0.8 speed. Maybe because I was zoomed out, it's gotten a little better. But nothing crazy is happening compared to what was happening before. Like, it wasn't slowing down on the Mangonel micro, but it's slowing down on a bunch of units standing in place. I don't get why my computer can handle some things and not others. Wheelbarrow's just coming in, and we're seeing Halb come in. Now, that is not enough Step Lancers to do anything, especially when Blue has as many crossbow as he does. And Halb is coming in, which will do pretty decently, because these are basically Castle Age Step Lancers. And we get to watch in slow motion, courtesy of my RAM, or CPU. Maybe both? And Hoang is desperately repairing that trebuchet, but it goes down. That castle does go down, but I think, all in all, I would be happy with that. That's Red's entire army. And you can really just regroup and push again. It's definitely in favor. The score is kind of lying here. Red's got some eco on the outside. I don't know what these villagers are gonna go over and do. I don't think... Yeah, no, Celts don't get Arbalest. And we're gonna see Mangadai teched into. Lots of tech switching for Red here. As Red's going to now go into Light Cav instead of Step Lancers. Which is probably for the best. Because, you know, you always want, like, just a meat shield that you can just send in for cheap, not worry about whether it dies or not. And it's probably better to do that with Light Cav and Hussar, which cost only 80 food instead of step lancers, which cost about maybe like 70 food, around 40 gold, I think. I could be wrong on that price. That just seems familiar to me. Red's got 5 trebs. Red is definitely not trickle trebbing, although I'm not sure. Oh, the 5th one's here. Now this is the cool treb, the special treb. He's a lone wolf. Doesn't want to be with the other ones, you know. I just think it's funny that Red has to secure his own gold with a castle right outside of his base. And I'm not sure why the houses get deleted. Oh, okay. More efficiency. Alright. This is why I am not 2.1k-ish. And we wait. I originally thought this was 2 outposts, but Hoang felt a palisade wall was needed. And no matter how much I zoom in, it's gonna stay at a slow speed. Maybe this is why I haven't been watching Hoang games, because it just ruins it. None of those are gonna go down. Yeah. And that guy, though, is very unlucky. Now, the interesting thing... oh my god. Those are all gonna hit something, aren't they? All of them except for the last one. But, wait, Hoang meant to go there. That's right on the hill, so those trebs are gonna do a lot more damage to that castle than they would without the hill. But that treb in front goes down. And we get to watch at the slowest speed that we have all game. Please don't. Oh my god. There's nothing I can do to fix this. Like, I hate to pause it because it interrupts the game, and it also does not work. Now, not Mengadai. Mongols get Hussar, although I don't think we'll see that coming in for Red anytime soon. But Mengadai get a huge bonus versus Siege, and Red can manage to snipe these 2 trebs. But the castle is down. And that was the castle that was protecting most of Red's eco here. That is a lot of dead Mengadai. With 1 less castle, running out of gold for the... Not running out of gold, actually. With just 1 less castle. Got 44 in gold. But it will be a bit harder to replenish those Mengadai now. The Step Lancers did get a lot of free hits, but once again, they're still Castle Age Step Lancers. So they will die to even the Skirmishers. The thing is, I don't get what makes the game slow down so much sometimes. I don't know if it's because my internet connection gets worse during some and not others. But nothing more intensive is happening than the last game that I casted on Hillfort. And that never slowed down. Like, nobody wants to watch Mengadai firing in slow-mo. And I can't really... I think I'm at live time as well. Or something. But yeah, this is what I was talking about a while ago. There was a point where I tried to pull up the timeline to go back and look at something, and I didn't know how to do it, and now I know. And it's finally speeding up a bit. It's ridiculous that it's been so slow that 1.3 felt like normal speed again. And of course I had to jinx it We've got these guys taking stone. I think Hoang tried to go for a bit of side pressure there, but the castles kind of deny that. And red has quite a few trebuchets. Hoang has no trebuchets. I think this could actually be a loss for Hoang. Red's just got a lot more opportunity to push. The skirmishers are going to be a problem for the Mangudai, but Hussar is coming in. And it's not the hardest thing to win this fight for blue. But there's no more trebs. And as I say that, one's getting trained. But with only one trebuchet, you aren't going to be able to push as easily as red may with 4. And with that many Mangudai, the one trebuchet is going to disappear in the blink of an eye. But skirmishers do a lot of damage to cav archers. Like, the one thing you don't want to be fighting with any type of cav archer is a skirmisher. And unfortunately, Hoang doesn't manage to pick one off there because he moves back. Maybe if I just... yeah. Like, what am I supposed to do? It's at 1.0. What is making it do that? Is it this? Hoang kind of took a... I think it becomes a game of map control. Honestly. Elite Mangudai. They weren't elite yet. Well, maybe that's why it wasn't going great for red. That could be... I mean, for... well, yeah, for red. I am getting tired again. And we all know what happens when I get tired while casting. Well, the villagers who built all those buildings are probably dead by now, so there's nobody to really be sad about those going down. Red's gonna start trying to raid now. Hoang fails the quick wall. And I was... If my voice sounded weird, I was trying to yawn. I mean, I was trying to talk while yawning, so... don't judge me. I don't sound like that all the time. But red's gonna be able to run in and snipe that. It won't even be a problem. Yeah, a few Mangudai will be lost, but I feel like it's worth it for the Treb. Of course, it does leave a little late there, and the Halbs picks him off at the back, unfortunately for red. So, not worth it anymore, at least in, like, flat value of resources. But at the same time, it gives you time, it buys you time, because it keeps your opponent from pushing you. Same as the raids that Hoang can't really do much about because you don't want to bring your army back to deal with that. Which is one of the reasons why raiding is so great. If you bring your army back, you die on the front, and if you don't, you die in your eco. So, can be hard to deal with late game raids at times, but that castle for Hoang goes down, and this gold that Hoang has is probably going to be stolen pretty soon, as red is just trying to collect as many of the resources left as possible. But Hoang is actually pushing! Two TCs down, red is now down to 2 TCs. Or 3. I missed when red got up to 5 TCs, but now it doesn't matter. Gotta drink some water.
Kid.
I just wish Capture Age didn't do this stupid slowing down thing to me. Oh man. Red's planning to run in here again for that Treb. Now, this could be a bait. This could lead to Hoang getting a lot of Mangadai kills here. Oh. Really? I mean, he wasn't in the best position, but really? I guess that was kinda... I mean, you lose your stuff over here. These 4 Trebs that cleared out over here are gonna be able to push this back, or just go straight for your eco. All you really have is this front push, and Red can kind of run in with the Mangadai at any time, really, and just snipe the Trebs. So, yeah, makes sense. Kind of knew the time to call it, but that was fun.